Good morning, noon, or afternoon. I guess it's a little bit afternoon, isn't it? Let me turn away some of these. Let's see. Turn off our commander and our level, our points, our border. We don't need to worry about any of that right now. We'll just chill out like this. How's it going? I am in line for a secret lair, so we're just gonna hang out. I guess I can show off would I be interested from the secret lair too. That's probably a good idea. Why not? How's it going, Jim? Long time no chat. Let's see. Oh, we got Cheeps. We got the bird theme. It's not the one I was thinking of, though. What am I doing? There we go. How's it been going? Have you guys recovered from your MagicCon trip, or not fully? Let's see. Open a new window. Window capture. Your work schedule's been awful. I'm sorry to hear that. Whoa, you can go way to the bottom here. Above MTGA. Alright, maybe above everything except for my camera. That's fine. Finally deposited the cash from the card sale the other day. Fair enough. How long did that take? Hello, Google screen. Hello. I didn't notice that this was the promo card. I will not be getting the promo card. I don't have that much money to spend. But I'm in line for the Secret Lair store. I have 20 minutes left. That's not bad, all things considered. I imagine this will go quickly, the Kieran Yanner art stuff. But I am in line for Jaws. Specifically because I think it'd be funny to put this into my all non-magic deck. And Descent into Avernus and Sneak Attack are cards that I don't have and should have. I'm honestly a bit surprised. Like, I guess the card choices all make sense, but they just do not appeal to me for the Dwight Secret Lair. Also, it does say The Office Dwight's Destiny, so that does not put out of... I think they're waiting to see how well the Dwight thing sells before they go full in on The Office with Michael Scott and the like. Didn't take long, just didn't have time to go to it. Yeah, that's fair. Dreaming Darkly with Glenalendra, Guardian Project, Rune, and Soul Herder. I almost like the Soul Herder art, but I also get ick from it a little bit. Yeah, if I had the disposable income and didn't have to save up for, like, the Pokemon game this month, the Kirby game next month, the Sony PlayStation drop later this month, etc., etc., I would probably pick up the Kieran Yanner one and the Iron Maiden one. For my, the Iron Maiden one also would go into my all-not-magic deck with, as many non-magic IPs as possible. But I do appreciate the Iron Maiden collab has an Iron Maiden card. You finally made it to Natlan? Now let me see if I can put up a chat box. Yeah. Chat box. don't know if that did what I needed it to or not. We'll find out later. And let me let me copy the mythic border that I have and paste it. Duplicate. There we go. You already ordered, EJ? Nice. You had a very quick, you got through real quick then, huh? Fascinating. Maybe does my goal go invis? My goal does go invis, okay. We're troubleshooting here. Hold. Where'd the other mythic border I had go? Ah, there you are. And chat box, you guys are mythic, you will go above here. But let me make sure that you guys actually, like, fit in the mythic border. Not that one. This one. It's so funky. Don't like that at all. We'll just have like a chat box like this then, and cut off a little bit up top. There we go. That seems fine-ish. Unusual, most of the time it takes 2 to 5 hours. I also got in fairly quickly. I think that one of my buddies, yeah, I'm 10 minutes out. One of my buddies is over an hour wait. So I think I got very lucky with where it placed me into my queue. Jim, you said most of you got to the main town and the game auto sent you to the next area, so you got the goodbye cutscene before meeting 80% of the characters. Oh no. Oh no. Well, hopefully there's not any spoilers or anything. Which there might be. Good luck. Don't pay too much attention, but pay attention, I guess. Record it for later, that's what I have to say. Save it to your PS and record it for later, and you can rewatch it when you're done. Can I duplicate and move? I can probably do that too. Interesting. 100% spoilers, but they were words I don't know the meaning of. That's like me all of the time. I like your funny words, Magic Man. Speaking of the secret layer queue, I'm like 7 minutes out now. I don't know. What am I going to talk about today? I have, on one hand, I debated building Fleam according to the rules you see on the right, where we start with 99 commons and then try to win games from there. Which I feel like Fleam was probably... Fleam's probably going to be pretty easy. Was I able to get in? I am 7 minutes out, so... The queue is not super long for me. EJ said he was already able to get in and out. What did you snag, EJ? I'm only going for Jaws just because of how much stuff I have to do fund-wise in the future. Like Legend ZA drops 2 days from now, 3 days from now, or something like that. We're gonna do a stream potentially for that. Then there's the Sony PlayStation drop. So, not Sony with an E. This is like this month, right? This is like in 14 days. This is gonna be madness. The Last of Us, Part 1 and 2, which I feel like Part 1 will probably sell better. The original God of War series, the new God of War series. I didn't realize that was double-sided. That's very funny. Uncharted, which is fine, I guess. And then Horizon and Ghost of Tsushima. Like, this is a brutal one. How do you go about getting in the queue first? So what I do when I'm in... Oh, I realized I didn't have the right scene up. So, let me go to... Hold. Let me pull up the actual screen that you guys see. I was looking at the PlayStation Secret Lair drop. When I go to Secret Lair, it takes you to the store, right? What I do is I go to wherever I'm trying to go to. So, for example, I scrolled down until I found Jaws, and then I waited on this menu until 11, and then you don't have to make sure you're signed in. When it turns like on the dot, when the countdown, there's like a countdown here instead of an add to cart. When that reaches 0, this will then appear, and then I click that and go view your cart, and then it takes me to the waiting line. You got the confetti foil, the foil... Oh, the foil Kieran Yanner? Nice. This is gorgeous. This will encourage more people to run Armageddon, which is good and bad at the same time. That cryptic command is pretty cool. Oh, so you got the whole Furby bundle then. You got the cutes, the unsettling, and the nightmare fuel then, huh? I considered these, especially for I have an all Universes Beyond deck where it's as many non-magic IPs crammed into one deck as possible. I really was considering, like, Spellskite or Umbrus for that, but it would have to be Spellskite or Hellbreaker Horror, just because they just would have to work that way. The deck is already tuned to the point where, like, it's not gonna... I have to be very selective with what cards I add and don't add to it. To the point where now I'm kind of just replacing... Let me see if I can pull up my current list for it. It might be current. Let's see. Norse Daddy? Hell yeah. Let's see. I call it my 14 days deck, because that's colloquially another word for a fortnight. I will let you guys appreciate the beauty of this list as I, This is my as many non-magic IPs deck crammed into one as possible. Let me zoom out just a little bit more. Are there any more below you guys? Okay, Warhammer's down there, but, like, ignore that. So we're currently up to, like, 18 and counting or something like that, and this isn't even with, like, the Spider-Man cards. Alright, when I go to checkout, I think I can afford the shipping. Yes. Alright. Cool, cool, cool. I'm not doxing myself anywhere. Good, good, good. Let you know if the Kieran Yanner foil is still available when I get in. It didn't say it was sold out, but I was just going directly to cart. Actually, let me check a thing. I don't think I have anything in my PayPal. I can only afford this one item. That is... Oh, I have a little bit. I just got in. 34. Do I? No, I need to save for I need to save for the non-foil add to cart, view cart. I can't get the foil for this. I can't get the Kieran Yanner. There's so many things upcoming that I have to save for. US, yeah, that's good. Just 27, you're a lucky man. That's what I was very surprised by my queue this time. Make sure that all looks good. Oh, that's the wrong. That's fine. You've had it open since 7:45? I opened mine 2 or 3 minutes before before the queue went live. I think I've got it down to a science, though. Pay in full. My payment's good. Orders are being processed. Luckily, since I only want the jaws, like, I'm assuming that's not the top of the want list. But... orders being processed. Alright, we're all good. Cool. Shipping begins the day after the... Okay, so, hold on. Shipping begins October 28th. We'll email you your tracking as it happens. Shipping for a secret layer is after the next secret layer drop they're doing. Just to put it in perspective. Just to put it into a little bit of perspective. All right, let me clean up my stuff here real quick. I'll turn off level up rules just because we're kind of chilling out, ignoring level ups for now. Yeah, let me count this real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nah, that's maybe board. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16, 17, 18, 19. So we have 19 different universes and counting. Without a single... I haven't even edited this for Final Fantasy cards, have I? No. In EU, shipping begins December 8th? That's crazy. That's wild. I think I need to sell some cards so that I can actually make time or room for the Marvel drop, because the way things are going, I won't be able to get a single piece from the drop, let alone the whole drop, and that's gonna be crazy. I think that's gonna be a wilder line than this is, honestly. But I'm not fully sure. Like, the Kieran Yanner art is incredible, and that will probably... That's gotta be, like, the top thing to go, right? Followed by The Office, just because of, like... I don't know. Alright, can I sort my groups by... No, what is my largest group? My largest group is still Lord of the Rings, although I can swap out this Toxic Deluge for the Final Fantasy one. That would put that number down and put me up to 20? I think we talked about it being 20. Relic of Sauron's just a good card, though. 2 mana in any combination of Grixis. Like, the more I play with Relic of Sauron, the more I'm like, this is super nice. Yeah, I'm trying this out. So many of my streams on Monday were Magic to begin with, and then I've had to cancel like half the streams because it's like, oh yeah, there's a secret lair every other week now. So I'm just gonna make it like an open chat room whenever we're hanging out and doing stuff like that. Talk about Magic and whatnot. I'm still not sure how I feel about the set schedule. Like this. You don't have the long list, do you? Omens of Chaos. Is this a book? A brand new young adult novel written by Sheena McGuire? Okay. That's kind of exciting, actually. I don't know is that I will be getting it necessarily. Also, my fan theory is this is where they reprint the One Ring in a bonus sheet and not worry about what they're going to turn it into as a in-universe card, and they'll just kick that further down the road. Revealing a villain you'll have to see to believe, but not just yet. And then Star Trek at the end of the year. Alright, well I was kind of looking for all of them together, like in a graphic. Awesome. Appreciate you. How did we get here? I know how we got here. I like the memes down here too. So we've got Lorwyn, Turtles, Strixhaven, Marvel, Hobbit, Reality Fracture, Star Trek. Honestly, they're covering their, all things considered, they're covering their Universes Beyond basis very well with only 2 heroes sets. And I would say Turtles and Marvel superheroes probably have fairly different crowds. Not like a complete separation, but there's got to be quite a few Turtles fans that aren't Marvel fans and vice versa. When they first showed this off, though, at MagicCon, I think I went into shock. Like, as somebody who enjoys Universes Beyond, over half the sets was not something I ever expected or necessarily wanted either. I want a break. I'm tired, boss. And that's not an uncommon sentiment. Not in the slightest. Alright, that's all good. I play gacha games, man. I don't have time for all this Magic card stuff. Let me see if I can bring up a notepad. Maybe we can view the entire screen. Is Magic the Gathering gonna try to become the next Fortnite? What the heck do they need all these collabs for? Howdy, Wojtek. How's it going? Welcome to the internal strife that is Magic the Gathering and Universes Beyond. Universes Beyond started a long time ago. When was Godzilla? When was Ikoria released? April. So in April of 2020, they had the first ever Universes Beyond, where they had Magic versions of cards, because it's Magic the Gathering. And then they had skins that were cards from Godzilla. So there's Mothra. Randomly caught the stream after refreshing YouTube? Heck yeah. Elgo's putting in the work. So like Mothra was a face of another card over here, yeah? And that was the introduction to it. And do they still have the introduction webpage? Introducing Universes Beyond. Because I think the Godzilla collaboration was not quite what... Even that was well before this had happened. But we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. So in April of... Let me see... Before we move into this, I'll go back to my deck real quick, as you guys... You didn't even see this Wojtek. This is one of my pet decks, one of my project decks from the very conception, way back when Godzilla happened. I was like, this is called Universes, plural, Beyond. They're going to do more of these. I'm going to make a deck with as many non-Magic IPs as possible, and it's coming along, I'm gonna say unfortunately, at a very quick rate. But while that's happening, let me go... Display capture. Add source. Left screen. No beef. Your first Universes Beyond was Transformers? Is that what pulled you into it, or is it just when you happened to be playing? Ignore that. There we go. That's better. What is this? Heya. I just got a snap. You can't see anything besides that stuff. Where is Chrome? There's Chrome. I did call this this webpage left screen no beef. So below webcam capture, there we go. One of my friends just sent me they're watching from the TV in their couch, and I'm like, that's incredible. Props to you. You will remain unnamed for your sake. My sake? I don't want to get trashed. I don't want to get flamed. Let's see. I'm gonna bring up a notepad too. That's why I wanted to do this. Save. Save, because I don't remember... Nope, I'm not gonna... Oh, this is, for... Okay, this is for Sonic. Your wait time just went from 27 to 50? Sonic timestamps, because that was a thing that happened. Alright, let me bring this over here now. Is that common? I've seen it happen before, but I don't know why. Let me pull up. Let me see if Twitter's got anything on the down low over here. Any information why? When you first started buying Secret Lairs, you've been playing since 2010. Okay. See, I get a lot of Magic packs in general, or I did at least before. Now it's weird. Now I'm in a weird state where what is the last pack of Magic that I bought before MagicCon? Is my question. Let me go Secret Lair, MTG Secret Lair. They haven't posted any new information. I really want them to bring back Printer Man, though. Dank Shrek, I've heard of it happening. I don't know how common it is. Is the end goal that I can tell you. Central leaks, I'm not gonna look at what Pokemon leak you have. This game is too close to releasing. So... When did Ikoria release? You haven't bought a single pack of Magic cards since Bloomborough? That's a great way to do this. MTG 2025 set skip. Oh, I know when it's... Alright. There's a very big disclaimer. I think I might have bought 5 packs of Edge of Eternity's tops. Actually, I was gonna say I bought a lot of Final Fantasy collector boosters. I didn't. I bought like 4, and it just cost me an arm and a leg. It cost me my second left kidney. I didn't buy much Tarkir. I did buy a little bit of Ether Drift. Duskmorn and Bloomborough, we were at MagicCon last year. And then Modern Horizons 3. But, like, before that, I kind of passed on all of this because I knew that this would be where I would be spending money. And then Assassin's Creed flopped. Assassin's Creed was, unfortunate, we'll say. But let's see. Ikoria. Is there any way I can, like... Hold on. Do I have extra tabs back here? Show off my Karn background. It matches my Karn playmat that's used as a mousepad. Alright, so we'll do this. There's no easy way to... There's no sane way for me to do that myself. Okay. Ikoria... I'm gonna make a little timeline of, universes... The history of Universes Beyond, because I'm curious about this. Ikoria... I guess I will do it time-dated. April 16th. Was that really, like, during... the year of the Calamity? Huh. So Ikoria might have released, and then... I'm trying to remember when the spring break of my college was, because we were told over that weekend, hey, don't come back to college. And then I kind of just blanked after that. Ikoria releases with Godzilla skins. Okay. Then that was later. Let me go back to here real quick. History. Because the issue that everybody remembers with Walking Dead being mechanically unique cards did come after Godzilla. There's something very interesting that I want to note with Godzilla. Zilortha. This card. Godzilla King of the Monsters / Zilortha. Released, this was the buy box promo for Ikoria. You bought a box, you got a promo Godzilla. Zilortha, Strength Incarnate, is the in-universe version of Godzilla. They are one and the same. This card was printed in 2020. This card did not receive an in-paper printing until 2023. Godzilla KOM did not have a paper version of its in-universe card. And I think that they were testing the waters of how that would be perceived. Until 3 years after the set released. Alright. What sets happened in 2020? MTG 2020 sets. 28th year of existence, officially dubbed the Year of Commander. Oh, that didn't go well. Man, could you imagine? Could you imagine having 4 sets a year and one of them being Core Set 2021? Oh, what I would do. What I would give. You think the set you opened most was actually Midnight Hunt because they were giving away that set? Yeah. Yeah. Alright, so none of these had any stuff. So when was Secret Lair introduced? Lair. Originally released. Because those had happened... Oh man, my concept of time, thanks to a plague, has been irreversibly damaged. Alright, drop series, distribution. Could you imagine? A moment for me, if we will. Are you not gonna tell me... Okay, 2020. Original? What do you mean, original? Yes, I'm using ads, I'm sorry. Oh, the Bitter Blossom. Yeah. And this was when Kaleidoscope Killers and OMG Kitties happened too. I did get those too. Oh jeez, there are so many secret layers. How's everybody's queue time going? Alright, bonus cards, mechanically unique cards, packaging. Oh, I forgot that they, Oh, buddy. I still have one, hold on. I forgot when packaging for the secret layers was the chunky boxes. The big old chunky boxes. This one is, Black as Magic. It's right next to my sealed GameCube controller. Because I have one of those, and, I need to figure out if I'm holding on to it still for a while. Originally only featured reprints. Walking Dead, made some people upset. WotC planned to create and print in-canon versions of mechanically unique cards approximately 6 months after their initial release. Interesting. That worked out well. Alright, drop series. Sort by release date. I guess it probably already is sorted by release. Oh, I guess we could sort it by number, right? What is this? No, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you, though. Alright. So, I'm trying to look through. I think that the first one... Right, the Godzilla lands were a secret layer that happened on... May. Yes, I did have to count that on my fingers. May 7th. Godzilla lands secret layer drop. This is probably, I'm curious about what their, Can you feel with the heart of steel? Path not traveled. Ornithological studies. Let me just check a few of these. Oh, and these are all the stuff that's in those things. Okay, so I only need to see each super drop then. And I don't have to look at all of these lads. These ads, not lads. This might be a... This is a hot take, but I really did like the tattoo art secret layer. The one where they just took a picture of an actual tattoo that somebody got. I did appreciate that one. Okay, I can get rid of you. This is also the summer soup drop. Yeah, these are both summer soup drops. Okay. Prime Slam, every dog has its day. Happy Yargle Day. The Walking Dead. 10/4/2020. Oh, Walking Dead. The Walking Dead. The Walking Dad. That sounds like a horrible dad joke setup. Horrible punchline. Full set of entirely mechanically unique cards. Mechanically unique universes beyond cards. Oh man. Valentine's Day, Call Time, there's Black as Magic. Showcase Strixhaven. All of the shock... I forgot, they did $30 secret layers, where they only included 3 Shocklands. That was definitely something. Saturday morning D&D. I'm always a bit confused. They're sold out of the Kieran foil. Not like this. I was tempted when I made it through the line, but I was like, I really don't need this, and I really don't want to take it away from other people, so I just passed. You were so close to getting in. How in are you? What's your wait time now? Yeah, I figured the Kieran Yanner would probably be one to go fast. Dark Ritual? That sucks, I'm sorry. I did my part of not giving in to any of the things that I was looking at. Like, I really didn't need them, and I really didn't want them that badly. Yeah, you went from 25 minutes and it jumped up to... That happened to Dank Shrek too, where it went... Shrek, you said you had 20 minutes and it jumped up to 50? I'm wondering if somebody found a injection point into the line then again. They really just need to... I really just want Print to Demand back. I don't know... It just sold out? I feel like Kieran sold out all the way. On one hand, Print to Demand. On the other hand, our secret layers sold out in X amount of minutes. I feel like Print to Demand has to be better, can't it? Like, I don't know what's going through the brains where it's like, hey, shareholders, would you like more money, or would you like to know that the things that we sell quickly? I feel like that... I don't know. Feb 17... 22. Do we have a full year? This is the Street Fighter Secret Lair, by the way. Fighter. Let me go back to the 21 set schedule. This was where D&D was, right? Yeah, okay. And Innistrad was 2021? Holy hell. That's crazy. You just can't beat the bot shoppers. I'm very... This is something we probably will never know, but I'm very curious to know why... Because, like, part of me thinks that everyone complaining about the shipping times and having to wait a year for shipping and stuff like that caused it, but I feel like that can't have been the only reason, especially with how many people are clamoring for them to come back. When did D&D AFR come out? July 23rd of 2021. Okay. There was so much dead space between Universe Beyond stuff. I kind of miss it, and like being able to actually think for a second about if there will be a card that fits into my decks. July 23. Also, technically, D&D Adventures in the Forgotten Realm does not count as Universes Beyond, according to a lot of resources. Adventures in the Forgotten Realms releases. Muddy Water. On UB status. Full magic set. Alright, where was announcing Universes Beyond? When was this? February 25th, 2021. Oh man, is this Mystery Dungeon music? Yes, it is. Memories Returned. WotC owns D&D. MTG is kind of inspired. We can give them a pass on it, I think. But, like, according to the rules of my deck building, I can't include D&D then. Which I don't think I actually do. No, I did. Was it down here? Nope, that's Warhammer. Maybe I pulled it because of its status. Either way, I need to put in the Toxic Deluge. I will forget about that promptly later when the stream is over. February 25th of 21? 21. I want to catalog this because even as far back as The Walking Dead / Seeing Godzilla, I found out, like, around here that Zalortha didn't have an art card, and I'm like, it existed in Arena and on, I think it might have been on MTGO too, I don't play that. But I was like, that's really weird that isn't a thing. And then mechanically unique Walking Dead cards came out, and I'm like, ah. You just want the Eddie ones? You'd be so mad because of the bots? Literally check out in less than a minute. My checkout time was a little bit longer than usual just because I had second thoughts. And I almost got the Jaws foil, but I was like, no, I can't. With everything I'm saving towards a bunch of other stuff as well. Earlier today, we revealed the exciting expansion. Among those worlds are the expensive universes of Warhammer 40,000, Lord of the Rings, other sets to join in. So they had announced Lord of the Rings and Warhammer as far back as February. Universes Beyond officially announced. You think the bots were after that demonic tutor? The art for that is admittedly gorgeous. Like, even though I have the Universes Beyond deck, that still was in my top 3 if I had the excess disposable income. But I hope that they that it's still rocking when you're in there. Where was... We'll bring you to the forefront of tabs now, so that my ADHD doesn't lose you again. If we can expand our story beyond the game system, we can surely expand the game system to let players explore worlds outside of Magic. Not printing a lot of those was a disservice to the artist. Actually, remember to research how many cards are made for series drops. I'm gonna hit enter, and then I'm gonna slide this way to the left so that I forget about it, because that's how that works. Because, like, I feel like for some things there was a ton of stock, and then for other things there wasn't. Actually, going back to the Secret Lair webpage, one prime example of this actually is view all. One prime example, and let me scroll down. Okay, it's gone now. Shop all? Products. Oh, weird. I did not know that this menu existed. They're just going after all of our iconic childhood memories? Yeah. Somebody pointed out, they're like, hey, we're trying to say hip and on top of things. And somebody was like, ah, yes. That's what keeping a pulse... it was keeping a pulse on the current generation. And yes, keeping a pulse on the current generation is Jaws and The Office and stuff like that. Maybe I could search. Miku. The Winter Diva? This one. I think this was the last of the Miku drops. Before this was the Planeswalker one, and then before that was the second one, maybe? Yeah, and then the first one. I am convinced that there was a lot more stock for this compared to the other drops, because this stayed in stock for months. And on one hand, outside of Swansong, many of these cards aren't that, like, noteworthy, I guess you could say. Winter Drop 2025. Was that the beginning of this year? Yeah, they're going after whatever can make them a quick buck. I can close the Zalortha tabs. We've talked in length about how this didn't exist. We've touched on this. You're so close, Kozad. Hold hope. Kaido Shizuki. Kamigawa the manga, the cards. How in the... Okay. Sure. Man, I am glad I got some of the special guest series, because I definitely did miss others. Alright, we're gonna record up until, I guess, Fortnite. So this is our end goal, I think, which is not that much longer after Street Fighter. July 7th. Forn tonight. I do like the... Because recently, and I don't remember if it was Prof or if it was Command Zone or somebody said something, but talking about this, talking about Magic becoming Fortnite-ified, it was Saffron Olive, I think, actually, or he might have been quoting somebody else on it. It's not that Magic is becoming Fortnite-ified or going through Fortnite-ification. They're saying it's being Hasbro-ized, because, like, of how many different Monopoly varieties there are. How many different Monopoly collaborations are there? Thousands. Over 1,500 official versions. And I guess, if what I'm remembering correct, hold on, do I still have my Twitter over here? No, I don't. I'm not gonna, don't quote me on this, but I think that the only one that, Monopoly hasn't done a collaboration with, that Universes Beyond has, is Final Fantasy. I'm saying it's only a matter of time. Explain this. I have never highlighted anything in the AI overview. UB isn't always awful, but then you get The Office for weird reasons. Honestly, while it is not for me, you'd buy an MTG Monopoly board? How? What? How? How is this not a thing already? Shared representation, speculative discussion. Alright, back to what I was talking about. This is kind of funny to me. Like, I like the way it was portrayed in that it's all imaginative. Like, this is very clearly not anything that Dwight is doing. This is if Dwight sat down to a D&D game and built his characters and stuff like that, except maybe Dwight a Lantern. They'd use the Gatewatchers game pieces. Yeah, I would take like a little nickel bolus. Like if it was just the horn pieces, they could do a lot of cute things with it. Like it's just absurd enough. I don't know how I feel about Recyclops, but it's just absurd enough that like it fits to me better. Except for this one. This one's kind of funny. It fits to me better than... Do I have any of the other ones I'm thinking of? Is this the first one that is, like, outside of Walking Dead, that is, like, live action stuff? Oh, who was talking about the Play-Doh drop? That was up earlier, right? Oh, Kozad. Yeah, the good thing about the Play-Doh one is I don't believe that is limited resources. I think that one is print to demand. And it is live for 27 more days. Nope, this is the thing I needed to save for later. Secret Lair drops with real people on them. Honor Among Thieves, Marvel. I guess it is the, the Post Malone one. Right. And check out Heya. Congrats, Kozad. Did you get the other two you were looking for then? Post Malone Secret Lair. I forgot about this. It gives similar vibes to this, but more fantastical, if that makes sense. Like, this almost feels more embedded in real life than the Dwight one. Wherever it went, I lost it again. Than this one. Because it's just like a giant beat. Talia, congrats, Kozad. This reminds me of the Kaleidoscope Killer's Secret Lair. I could definitely... Oh man, this is engagement bait to the max. Kaleidoscope Killer's Secret Lair. You take a screenshot of this. I feel like this is just an intro to rage bait. And then you take a screenshot of this. And then you just post them next to each other and say, man, how far Secret Lairs have fallen. I think the Reaper King is actually very, very funny. I have no desire to build the Reaper King. I have as much desire to build the Reaper King with this as I do with this. Okay, maybe a little bit more, actually. This does appeal to me a little bit more than this, but I bought it for the slivers and the dragons, let's be honest. I forgot that this was only one Secret Lair. Like, this was only a 3-card drop. Huh. This was also back when those boxes were chunky. I want to open a Secret Lair. I've been convinced. I have 2 that I'm going to open. Let's go to me. Why not? Nah, let's stay here. I'm just going to chill and casually open them. I have the Princess Bride that has been sealed this whole time. And now it's not. Goodbye, value. Oh, this is cute, though. Oh, this is a... I'm very glad I opened this. That's so cute. It's annoying that the Halloween sets don't even start shipping until Halloween. Yeah. The bonus card for this set is so chunky. I forgot about that. I'll put a Marchesa in there. I think that's the card that will end up from here. But the The one thing I dislike about Universes Beyond, that's the command tower, is that there's so many command towers. There are so many command towers, and I can only use one of them. I can only use a single command tower in the deck that is as many magic IPs as possible. Or as many non-magic IPs as possible. Alright, let's open Miku and see what this bonus card is. I had a strong urge. Okay, this feels like it was a preset seeded one then. The one that was all of like the Miku Planeswalkers had a Chandra Flamecaller on the back. That's not bad. Actually, discard all the cards in your hand, then draw that many cards plus one might be something I use. Let me slide these out and put them on my desk so I don't just accidentally put them back, and now they're just sitting in my cabinet, opened but not doing anything. Oh, the glue on these is terrible. You opened 3 Chaos Emeralds? What the hell? I didn't get a single one. I almost bought one from somebody. I got... That's absurd. That's crazy. And if you sold them immediately too, like, you flip that quick. We had a Jace, we had a Lily, we had a Freyalise. And then we had the Royal Scions. I would consider the Royal Scions too. You got 2 blue and 1 yellow. I'm cold. I had the option to. I'm broke. No, there are so many things happening in like the next month. I had the option to get the foil one even, and I was like, I just can't afford that. So, because like I'm going to be playing on technically Thursday. If it's a midnight release, then Wednesday, the Pokemon Legends EA, and then when I reach a certain amount of subs, I'm going to buy and play Expedition 33, as you can see down there. Then the next month we have Kirby Air Riders, Kirby Air Riders is one of my childhood memories, and I'm very excited to see the sequel to that game and how that turns out. And none of that is mentioning how there's another secret lair drop before the end of the month with the Sony one, which the missus is super big into Horizon, super big into God of War, and also enjoyed The Last of Us. So I'm like, well, Eddie Unchained not selling out is too weird. Let me go back to Eddie Unchained real quick. Secret Scare, Super Drop. Eddie Unchained. Bruvac, Windfall, Nathrid, and Mindcrank? That's kind of hot. I think the art style put a lot of people off. I could definitely see how the art style would put people off. Let me go back. What was the other one? I don't think... Is it the album art was the one that I was considering? Yeah. I was considering buying a single of one of these, either the Grave Titan or the Animate Dead, to put into the 14 days deck. Yeah, I'm not... Because when they showed off the Kieran Yanner art, I was like, this is incredible. This reminds me of... Was it the Abby Larson art? Abigail Arson. Whoops. Yeah, I did get this one. This one was also incredible. Also, spicy. Let me go back and look at this, though. This art is incredible. Also spicy. Yet another unrealistic expectation for men body standards. Alright. What tangent was I on before this conversation moved to wherever we were at? I'll worry about this later on the side. Oh, right. History of UB, we'll save that as. Your wait time just went up again? I'm checking a thing. Hype talk on the secret lair collectors. I really hope everyone in this thread gets the layers they want, and all of the scalpers get really shitty Wi-Fi. Part of me wonders if there's something that people found out about this again, but that's just conspiracy talk at this point. There is nothing that's grounded in nothing. They need to be paying us for our time in the queue? Right, like that's the crazy drawback slash, it really, print to demand negates the working class citizen. It removes their ability to get the cards that they want and the cards that they enjoy. I'm curious about the other 6 cards we don't know about, plus the entirety of the Tsushima 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 cards we don't know yet? You had the Play-Doh drop in your cart before the drops went live, and that did nothing to help you speed through the line? I talked about it way at the beginning. I don't know if you were in here, and it might be the same thing that you're doing. But what I do, and I've had fairly good luck, is I queue up both, this happened both with this and with the Venom, Secret Lair drop, actually. Hold on. Venom. Let me just search up. Yeah. Like 2 or 3 minutes before the queue went live, I logged in, made sure that I was good over here. And then just sat on this page while the countdown was happening, like right here, right above description. And then when the countdown reaches 0, add to cart pops up, do that, view your cart. I already purchased. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna not worry about that and just hope. And then I hit view cart and move to checkout, and that's been good enough for me lately. They secretly made the Eddie print to demand. That would be interesting. But no, that's what I was talking about with the Miku ones, is that, like, some of these, it feels like they have way more stock, or they just go out that much quicker. I don't know how many of you guys saw the Venom ink cards, or, like, the Spider-Man Secret Lair drops, but, like, that was the bonus card that I got. And it was very cool. It was weird this time, too. It was very weird this time, and I feel like that's just gambling and rolling the roulette dice on where in the queue you end up. Because the minute it happened, there was an error when I switched to non-foil, and then I refreshed, and then I hit add the whole cart thing. I feel like it's gambling. Like, somehow they managed to turn guaranteed drops into gambling still. What the hell? Eddie Unchained is out of stock. Open 3 windows to each of the drops you want. That's the other thing. When you move... Kozed, when you... go here... what am I trying to say? Hold on. I need to sip my coffee. So what you're saying, let me process what's happening. Hold on. Duplicate. So what you are saying, if I am processing this correctly, we'll do you, and then we'll do you. You had all of these queued up, same as you had before, and then as soon as they're live, you added each to cart. So like you did add to cart, your cart, proceed to cart. For all 3 in that order, or you added to cart, added to cart, added to cart, checkout, checkout, checkout. Either way, what I've noticed is, since you have 10 minutes to make your purchase, which isn't a lot of time, I only add a single one before jumping straight to cart. I don't know if that's different from what you're saying or the same as what you're saying, but... You had them... Oh, Windows 11, so you just snapped them. So you had clicked added to cart across the window, and then you went to checkout on the last one you added. Since you have time, when you go to view, like when you make it through the Secret Lair line, since you have time, nothing you add to your cart beforehand technically matters. As long as you can get one thing and go to the cart and get in line. The faster you can go to this page, the faster you make it through. So I'm wondering if those fractions of seconds that you were adding those other things made the difference. And that's insane if true. I need to shut my I'm shutting my cupboard because I keep eyeing the other secret layers in there, and I'm like, what if I open them? What if I open those? Hold, resist. What's the bonus card for this? Oh. So, the bonus card for the Evil Dead Secret Lair was Colossus Hammer. The only reason I would open that would be for the Field of the Dead. I'm probably gonna offload that. And hopefully make what I need for the, the Sony drop that's gonna be... You can even add other stuff to the cart, once you're through. Yeah, so... It's not gonna let me view checkout. So, like, imagine this is the checkout page. I went back a couple different times. I was shocked. Hassan's dog. Alright. Imagine this is the checkout page. Up here is the secret lair insignia. You can click here, and it just takes you right back here. And since it knows you're in the line, like, I went back and added... Because originally I had the foil jaws in my cart. And I was like, actually, I cannot afford this with all of the stuff I need. So then I went and added this to my cart, and then check out view cart, and I removed the foil one. So it lets you make some choices. Let me see. Yeah. You're in line to complete your secret lair purchase. When it's your turn, you will have 10 minutes to place your order. Once you're at checkout, you will still have 10 minutes to browse the site and modify your cart. So it only cares about getting to this page at first. No, I've been passively watching, I don't know how many of you, or if any of you, know the content creator Inferno Omni, but that is where I get a lot of my news information from. And he has been covering both sides of the whole Hassan thing. Oh, for a second, I thought... Wait, what? So Eddie Unchained foil is sold out in all the stores. But there's still US stock for Eddie Unchained non-foil? Or that's a typo. And that's confusing me. I'm gonna get out of line. I don't need to be here. What was the bonus card for... Phyrexian Text, Secret Lair. What was the bonus card for this? Was it just a random one? Praetor's Complete Edition bonus card. Anyone else disappointed? The bonus card is a swamp. Ah. Okay. Yeah, so I don't need to open that one either. I do have a version of that just chilling around. Did they show any of the bonus cards for today's drop? Not a single one. As far as I'm aware, they don't like to do that. I forgot about the stained glass walkers. Let's go to the bottom and see what's up. Yeah, the last ones that we knew... What is this? 900 to 908. Brain Dead. What collabs? Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm very curious now that you mention it, because I don't know why I didn't think about what they could be. I never, except for the Chaos Emeralds, I never really pay attention to what the bonus cards are, because I'm like, it's not going to be anything I want. I think the best bonus card I got... I think the best bonus card I got was this. I got an Eldrazi Monument in one of them. Oh, this is an artist proof. That makes so much more sense. I was like, ah, yes, $350 because this one is signed. If this is an artist proof, okay, that makes a lot more sense. But I really love the sketch arts that they did with, what treatment did these? Brothers War. Brothers War did these with all of their sketches. Brothers War sketch cards. Retro artifacts. Schematic cards. Schematic cards. Load times are chunky. Why is it taking so long to... Alright. This is all the basic ones, and yes. I really liked these ones. I felt like they added a lot more depth to the cards. Like, let's look at Aetherflux Reservoir, for example. It's an Aetherflux Reservoir, sure is. It's got the city. But, like, seeing the, dissection of it and stuff like that, I really like these a lot. They're routing secret layer traffic through my internet. No! Please. Helm of the Host, which is one of my pet cards, also got an insane one. Weren't these also... No, I think the regular arts were serialized, but not the retro schematics. I think that's what happened. I forgot about Ramos. Oh, that's so cool. Please let me in. Is anything... What's taking up bandwidth? I don't know, sometimes it feels like Scryfall just chugs for me. This is gorgeous. Sure, let's download an art crop. Wow. I like the beam. I realize the wings in this look like chromium, the mutable. Or maybe I'm just misremembering. Yeah, that's up there in terms of my favorite variants. You opened a collector box of Brothers War and got some fun schematics. The Transformer card in each pack was weird, though. The schematics were serialized? Okay. Transformers was an interesting set for Brothers War. Like, at face value, it's really, really weird, but, like, I kind of get it. Because, like, it's a set where two different beliefs are at odds with each other, and people who viewed each other as brothers, like... yada yada yada. I don't know is that there's a better set for them to do Transformers and not have it just be its own thing. But it was strange that there was just like, hey, we're just gonna throw mechanically unique Transformer cards into these play boosters. Have fun, kids. It was the big score of the set. Big score I didn't realize was legal, and big score is weird to me. Big score cards. These cards are weird to me. There's a reason that this is like a $50 card, and it's the rarity of that. I get blasted by this so much on Arena. Pest control. I forgot loot was locked away. Yeah, wasn't the Wasn't this supposed to be... The theory was that this was supposed to be something like Aftermath? And they realized how badly Aftermath failed? And so they were like, well, gotta do this somehow. I need some Vaultborn Tyrants, unfortunately, too. These are also like, what, 30 bucks? Yeah, 25. This is such a wholesome moment, and then... Hold on. And then I think we find out Jace is a bad parent. I'd be interested to compare the bonus sheet cards between each set, because, like, looking at this, there are some really good new ones. Too bad the Cowboy set isn't as cheap as Ether Drift. That's a great example. The Ether Drift, Ether Drift bonus sheet. Scryfall? Is there a way to search just that? P-Drift? Nope, not that. Jump to... Is it the headline? What was... Maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe there wasn't like a bonus sheet. I guess I kind of figured like these things would be. Oh, I forgot about this loot. It's so cute. $108. You can get the this version for 20 bucks. I wonder if that'll go down after Agatha's Soul Cauldron is banned. No more loot soup. Alright, we can drop you. We can drop you. How's everybody's line queue going? Anybody making it? Anybody still waiting? That's the question. I pulled this, and I'm really sad because it's right next to this on the sheet. If only I had pulled the synthesizer. I also misremember this card for the alchemy card that does the same thing. How much is Molten Dupe? $15? People run that in Atali for sure. Okay. How do you get MagicCon tickets every time? For when specifically? Cause like MagicCon Vegas. It will be the one that we are most likely aiming for, May 1st through the 3rd. And usually... Yeah, we'll have more to share about how you can get these badges for the tickets in the near future. For now, they're talking about the other things. So if you keep an eye on various magic sources, so I don't know whether it's this or whether it's like the Twitter feed or just the automatic Discord pushes that they get out. Eventually, let me look for this and make sure not to dock myself. Early bird. Is there anything, literally anything, on here that can... No? Okay. Yeah. So, I got an email, for example, saying Atlanta badges are on sale today. That was for this year. September 26th through the 8th. I got this email May 5th. So, June, July, August, September. I got this about 4 months before the convention actually happened. So if MagicCon Vegas this year, for example, is May 1st through the 3rd, I would expect to get it January, February, is when early bird sales go live. And you can typically, this is where you can sign up for your events, this is where you can get your badges. They have a bunch of other stuff that they do too, but, purchase ticketed play. It's not gonna take me to a badge sale thing, but like you'd get it here, and then it would take you to the various different badges. And among them is like your day passes, your weekend passes, your premium day passes, and premium weekend passes, where you get like extra goodies, free playmat, stuff like that. So just keep an eye out for when those would go live, or if you are interested. Let me mute. Can I mute this tab at all? No, you're gonna hear my voice for a second. Hold on then. Mute. I do have a Discord where we kind of just hang out, chat about various games. I've been playing Monster Hunter and a few other things, but if you want, I can post when tickets go live for that as well, if you guys want to come on through and hang out. If not, no big deal. Kozad, you said you opened a synthesizer in your Playboy booster box. Cowboy Play booster box. Freudian slip of the century, I suppose. Wild. I'm very jealous. You opened a synthesizer in the Cowboy Play booster box. You put it into your Espa Urza deck? The missus has an Espa Urza precon. I think it might just be a precon out of the box. And if it's not, I think the only card I added to it was a Helm of the Host. Let me double check. I'm so glad that I use. Do not give Wizards any ideas. I would hope that Wizards would not touch that with a 10-foot stick. However, Wizards has disappointed in the past. And so, I cannot say that with any, certainty. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is just yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. So, the Urza deck has it has a few cards that it says are not from the precon, like Foundry Inspector, but I feel like those had to have been in the precon. Foundry Inspector, Key to the City. Helm of the Host is not. That's the one I knew I added. It was so cool that all of those, what's the word? All of those commander decks, both of the commander decks were in full old border. That was super cool. Alright, I do think I have decided that I will be, I will be probably offloading some of my secret layers. I think them doing their Temu Harry Potter instead of just actually Harry Potter shows where their lines are. I'm going to put it out there. Doing Strixhaven instead of Harry Potter is a different battlefield than doing a Playboy collaboration of all things. I did. Like, just want to point that out. My wife has sent me a question that I need to ask. What is... She asked me if saying an Irish goodbye is a bad thing. And I'm like, what is an Irish goodbye? An Irish goodbye is apparently leaving a social gathering without saying goodbye to anyone. I could get why the act could be perceived as rude, but... it needs to be... strange. I learned a phrase today. Dwight Foyle's probably gonna sell out soon? Is it low stock? You just think a Harry Potter set would sell well, but there would be a lot of outrage and maybe even see people like the Prof just toss in the towel and walk away. I think that given how much of the community is... how much of the community is trans and how much trans support, because that was the thing that Rowling got flamed for, is... negative connotations towards that, towards them. This is not the community you want to mess with. Like, you don't want to... there is so much that they could lose. And also, like, hey, maybe don't... They have drawn the line, actually, I think. They drew the line with... oh, who was the artist? Therese Nielsen. Her being dropped is probably the most similar to, the most similar. There's somewhat loud backlash to Black April and TMNT set, so those folks would buy an HP set like it was going out of style. Apparently, and I learned this from, I think, Maldhound saying that he learned this. Maybe not. It might have been somebody else. I think the original April O'Neil, yeah. She got some melanin. You got 2 Eddie Unchained foils and non-foil, and the album art with the cryptic command, but you're salty about the demonic tutor. I'm glad you were able to get those, though. The amount of backlash, the real one, and I was fine with this, honestly. MTG. Aragorn. Aragorn made so many people upset. But, like, it's fine. You can take creative liberties as long as they're not hurting people, and this it's fine. This to me is fine. I don't really know how else to describe it besides, like, getting into the weeds. You hopped in the queue with the cart trick, and 12 EST, and it still took over an hour to get through. Yeah. But yeah, so many people were upset with Aragorn, being black in the Magic set. I'm curious if they'll take any creative liberties with The Hobbit. At the bottom, Aragorn black? It's like, chill out a little bit. It's fine. Passionate archaeologist. When you cast a spell from exile... Oh, so this is just for... I feel like this might have been in the, If this was not in the Prosper Precon, this is a great card for the Prosper Precon. Aloy... This is the issue with my... Looking back on this set, on the upcoming PlayStation stuff, the issue is now I am out of what I quote-unquote flex slots in this deck, where, like, any card I'm cutting is probably a card that I'm just replacing for something else. A great example being, like, there's a lot of Lord of the Rings cards, and there's quite a few Fallout and AC cards. I think those are my two biggest. Oh, and Warhammer's down here. So, like, I might drop reroll for something, but it would have to be, like, a counterspell or interaction magic. I probably can't drop it for Aloy, for example. Especially because of how, unwell this interacts with the deck. It'd probably be something like Thunderjaw, the Meteor Golem. What do these cards actually do? You may spend mana as though it was mana of any color to cast spells you don't own or activate abilities of permanents you control but don't own. Got it. When Nathan Drake attacks, exile the top card and you get the best one from each player. You get to you have to pay to cast it though. So, like, the Midnight Clock, I could see that ending up in this deck because it is both mana as well as a redraw, so it probably would replace something like... Not Chromatic Lantern, because this is a 4-color deck. It's not replacing the ball, not over my dead body, because using the ball to cast Touchdown is one of the best things that my deck can do. And I will die on that hill. Oh, get this out of here. Ugh. Better. There we go. What is that magic card in my non-magic deck? The art looked weird. I could tell from even there. You really wanted the Demonic Tutor? It just means that eventually... You'll have to find somebody who has something that you'll have to find somebody with it that wants something you have. Where was the... Who was talking about... That was EJ down there, okay. Battle Bus might get cut eventually. Battle Bus has been underperforming. And I think Miku Lost But Singing, the Azusa Miku, probably gets cut. But, like, it's at the point where I don't want to go below, like, 2 if possible. Like, Lucille's already the only one of Walking Dead. And I'm honestly fine with that. I haven't watched any of that series. Same with Chucky. Like, this is the only card that really fit. Varagoth is such a good card for 11. The deck list looks fun to play. Working on Super Friends Marvel Hero EDH. Super Friends Marvel Hero EDH. Who's your commander and what would it be like Cap? You have the sealed Atlanta cards. The price on those collapsed, so you're just holding on to them, leaving them sealed. You don't want an Dragon at all. Interesting. What secret lair was that? The secret lair. Secret lair. Atlanta. Is it the entire package that's sealed, or is it, like, these are in their own unique packs? I just realized the Sliver Legion is... This Sliver Legion is incredible, actually. Never meet your heroes. You might just discover they're another extension of your hive mind's consciousness. Yeah, I liked the idea of the, So I'm assuming it'd just be the festival in a box as a whole, right? All in a box. Atlanta 2025 bundle. Ah. Yeah, if you got it at Atlanta, it'd be, what, $250 plus tax? So the fact that they're like $300 right now, it's just much better to hold on to them. My sentiment... Mystery Booster 2 is interesting. Because I've been to 3 Magic Cons now. I've been to the last 3 in a row. I went to... 25, 24, and 23. It was $199 on the Secret Lair site? Okay. So, if you bought it from the Secret Lair site for that, that's not terrible. It's not anything near what you want, especially if, like, you could spend $200 and get $300 back. After opening... Because we did the Festival in a Box for 23... and then also did a few Mystery Booster events. Maybe Mystery Booster wasn't during then. Maybe Mystery Booster was just last year. I think I've opened 2 total boxes of Mystery Booster 2, as well as had some packs handed to me from, like, the Unknown events with Gavin Verhey. And after that, I feel like I've done everything I need to. The only things that I would need from Mystery Booster 2 are, like, the random chase cards. Mystery Booster 2. Like, the high to low. Like, an Oracle of the Alpha would be very cool. Very, very cool. Rusko can die in a hole, but also, like, I wouldn't turn down opening one. Rusko is one of my top 5 least favorite commanders in Arena. If you aren't familiar with Arena, read this card. When Rusko enters, conjure a card named Midnight Clock onto the battlefield. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put an hour counter on each permanent you control named Midnight Clock. Each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. Conjure means you put a physical card onto the battlefield. That means it goes to the graveyard. It can be bounced back to hand, etc., etc. This also means that this deck is just the most abominable abominable pile on Arena of bounce spells, counter spells, board wipes, and destroy spells. You don't get to play Magic, and they just get to tinker with their little... They get to fiddle with their gears, as they might say. Also, wow, this has tanked in price. I remember back here. So I'm assuming that MagicCon 24 was the first time that these were available. That makes sense. The best one that I had... They're very fun to draft. That is the point. That is absolutely what you should use them for if you get them. Foil Future Sight Brainstorm. That's exactly what I was going to say, actually. I opened... I'm just gonna go until I see it. I'm too lazy to search it. Yeah. $2 or 94. This also tanked in price quite a bit. Printing foil. Even since I sold mine, are these just not selling? No, they're selling. You got a Pact of Negation, you're shocked it's cheap. The other big one that I still actually have is in this binder. And you can tell I play Magic the Gathering because of my binder, can't you? I don't play the Pokemon TCG at all. Yeah, this bad boy. I have 2 cards still that I haven't sold off. Let me just pull those out real quick. That was a very loud slap. This one I'm considering, is Giver. And then the other one that I'm not considering, I actually bought this from a friend. He pulled this at the convention that we were at. And so, like, that's one that I might hold on to for a while. But both of those were very, very... Actually, let me check Giver right now real quick, actually. Oi, Grish, how's it going? Giver of Runes, Future Sight. Printing. Foil. $20. Not terrible. That's something that I would be trading. Because otherwise a game store would give me like $15 for it or something. Thassa's Oracle Future Sight. $90? Yeah, that makes sense. Originally, the market price was $120 even back then. Yeah, like, even back then, it was $120. And he was gonna take it and flip it right there, and he said they would give him... I think they were gonna give him, like, $60 or $70 for it. Or it might have been they'd give him $80 for it. And I was like, listen, I'll give you $90 for it right now. So, I'm glad that my my concept of what I valued it at was correct. How's it going, Grish? Long time no chat. I'm just a goblin. That's what it is that, like, Magic gets me because all of the stuff is too shiny. It's too pretty. Sorry about the thump. Oh, I'm also a firm believer in one of my favorite cards of Magic becoming unbanned, but I do have a page dedicated. Let me just flip clip to the just me real quick, because this is worth. Oh. He'll be back. Trust. Hold. You work with many, many idiots who can't read? Hey, that's just kind of like... It's kind of like playing some games of Magic. No, Golos will return. Golos, my beloved, my child, my baby. He'll be back. Why did that not come through on... I'm curious about what happens if I refresh chat. Weird. I see your post on the YouTube screen, the stream screen, but I don't see it on the actual chats. You hope you get the Oracle of Alpha? Oracle of Alpha is one of my favorite cards, and it's cheaper than I thought it would be right now, and I am tempted, but I will not, because I already have way too many things that I need. Oh, never mind, it's not as cheap as I thought. Oh wait, I still got foil. It's probably only in foil, right? Yeah. Never mind, that's not cheap at all. What the heck? Yeah, this is one of my favorite cards to slam in Brawl on Arena. I do remember, though, yeah, when it was $275. But, like, I'm at the point where Mystery Booster 2... Cold Heya, by the way. The second Mystery Booster 2 you opened was a Mindbreak foil trap. A Mindbreak trap future foil. We cannot pronounce cards today. Maybe someday I'll go through my, casual collection. I'm sure all of the other goblins on the internet that like shinies would probably appreciate it. I'm at the point with Mystery Booster 2, though, where the only cards I need or want are the expensive cards. Like the Oracle of the Alpha. I don't need an Urza. I don't really want a Rusko. Urza Saga, foil, Future Sight foil. It's very funny, actually. I forgot that the foil only comes in foil, in the foil Future Sight foil. All the Acorn cards are foil? That would not surprise me. I believe that they are the, quote, rare, one of the rare cards. I did see somebody at the first con that these were available that I went to. I think they opened, like, 2 hit cards, which was absurd. They opened, like, an Urza and, was Gemstones in this? Might have been a Lotus Petal. I thought this man was holding a whip and was just about to lay into Gerard. But I don't need any of these other cards. I've opened just about anything I could want, maybe? But the white border Displacer Kitten, that's pretty cool. Underworld Breach, although, again, talking about shiny cards. Actually, I'm curious about this. I'm cold, I want to check. Ooh. I'm cold got that ice. That's very nice. I do accept gifts. Generous donations. No. That's very good. I would trade that for a regular Mindbreak Trap and money is probably what I would do, actually. But I can't say that, because I don't know what it looks like in person. That's the thing. Where did these go? But, like, I have non-foil Brainstorm, non-foil Pact of Negation. Oh, these are probably up front, actually, aren't they? Yeah. So I went to MagicCon this year and did a lot more events than I expected. Like, I got into the Secret Lair Dandan and stuff, and you get a lot of play tickets for doing events, for signing up for things and stuff like that. So I was able to get... That's not gonna show very well, is it? Let me see if I can go just me real quick. That's probably better. The focus. Focus. Yeah. You're not gonna focus up close, are you? It's not. It's the Vroom Secret Lair, I think it was called. But it had, like, the Underworld Breach in it and stuff like that. And the foiling on these, I will not be able to... you can kind of... I'm, like, working in mirror, so it's hard. Hold. Hold. I'm not gonna. It's fine. They had, like, the raised foil secret layers of various sets, and I was like, I've just earned the points for these, and these are gorgeous, so I'm getting these. So, like, if you go with anybody's, and even if you do just a few events, see if you can, like, pool your points together at conventions. Even if you don't have enough for something, and see if you can split the goods that way. Because I, like, almost was at the point where I could get two of them, but instead I got that plus the Carlock Secret Lair. Which, did I ever open that? I don't think I did, and I think it's missing now. It's sitting around here somewhere in a pile on the table. I'm sure. Magic's just so pretty. It's the raised foil, yeah. So, like, just by going to the convention and doing the events, I got it for free, basically. Part of that was being stuck in 6 hours of Dandan, but that was fine, because Dandan was fun, too. I actually met somebody who, Moss, was a guy I played against, and he also was excited for Monster Hunter and noticed the hat. So eventually we're gonna jam some Monster Hunter games. Surely. Eventually. Hopefully. MTG Arena announcements. I didn't mean for you to load up here. That's fine. I don't care about that. That's cute, but I'm not gonna win anything if I do that. Midweek Magic. Brawl. Historic Pauper. Alright. So, what decks do I have that fulfill this? Ah, yes, Relentless Rats. Hell yeah, Omniscience Draft. And then Artisan Brawl, was that just uncommons? What is Artisan Brawl? I really don't want to go to an article to learn about it, but it's fine. I want to say it's uncommons and commons. Yeah. Artisan Brawl, formerly known as Historic Brawl, but with all commons and uncommons. Neat. Sure. Maybe I'll play Fleam that week. But the going back to the events, ticketed play schedule. Will you let me in? Yeah. So let's just say Dandan. Let's say Redacted. Oh no, this is Vegas of this year. This is the wrong event, but that's fine. Battlebox Forgetful Fish. But yeah, like, in one fishing pole playmat, that's very funny. Whenever you win things in the Magicons, you get prize ticks, and you can turn those in at the table for random stuff. And like, the Dan thing that I did was 7 rounds, and I think I won. It was something like this, where I think it was actually I think it was 1,400 per, or maybe 1,200 per. And I went like, I almost made Top Cut. I think I was 1 win off of Top Cut, unfortunately. Where there were the graded Dan. Is it better to buy the VIP tickets for MagicCon? It really depends on what you're looking for. My buddies and I have only ever done the premium weekend passes because they are relatively affordable still. And like, lodging and travel is already expensive enough as is, and you gotta be saving for a decent chunk. So like, it really boils down to, what do you want out of the con? Let me see if I can find the passes, the various passes. Types of Magic Con badges. Because you're referring to like the legendary VIP, right? Mm-hmm. Ba-da-ba-da. Ba-da-ba-da. Ba-da-da. Let me see if there's a cost breakdown. It also depends on like what set is dropping and if you have interest in that set. So another great example, and let me just drop this. Let's see. 5 badges. Day badge, weekend, premium weekend. Yeah, I don't think that my group has ever gone above the premium weekend pass. Let me post this as well. This appears to be... You'll hear my voice. No, I didn't want to leave the tab. Get that Donkey Kong music back here, please. No. Game Chops Radio, I love you guys, though. I've just been jamming to the Game Chops Radio study lounge whenever I have the chill chat streams. I'm glad that something like that exists, that they let us do that with. But let me go to me. Go here, pause, and post this real quick. This will help facilitate the discussion that I have. So for the premium weekend, you get a playmat, you get some collector boosters, you get some promo cards, and you get the badge for like the whole weekend. Whereas if you get like just the regular weekend pass, you don't get the collector boosters, you don't get the playmats. So, for example, if it's something like Ether Drift, that's probably going to be alright, not like the worst. But like for Final Fantasy, you got 2 collector boosters of Final Fantasy for the premium weekend pass, or 3, I guess it might have been. So what some people actually do if they have the disposable income is they'll buy a premium Friday, premium Saturday, and premium Sunday pass, so they get more of the collector boosters for whatever set they're going for, as opposed to just this. It's like $50 more and you get twice the amount of collector boosters. VIPs get a lot more goodies. I've never really actually looked into what they have, and there's even a tier above that called Black Lotus, which is like a grand, and I cannot afford that and will not for any way, shape, or time. I'm gonna go back a little bit into a question I had. I think it was for Cold. No, it was for EJ. Do you have a list for your Cosmic Spider-Man, Super Friends deck? I'm very curious about what that would turn into. And I'll just go back to the MTGA capture because that will show off kind of what I'm looking at. It really depends on what you want, and if you are going to MagicCon, yeah, based purely on swag and not at all considering the amount of games you might want to play, a premium single day is better value than weekend pass. Premium weekend is obviously worth more than a weekend pass. And this is just for this set. So, for example, I went to Atlanta last month. It was very similar. We got a MagicCon playmat. It's actually the one I've got right now. Hold on. It wasn't Spider-Man. I am convinced that they can't give out specific things for their Marvel collaborations, by the way. Like, I don't think that they could make and give out a Marvel playmat that they didn't. They did that at New York Comic-Con. But I don't know is that they have the rights to distribute those at their own events. I have a Dwayne the Pebble. He's just gonna hang out over here. Because this playmat is almost clear. By the way, I don't know how many of you guys use Mana Box to scan your cards or anything like that. Hold on. Now back to me. So, like, I got this playmat. It's Edge of Eternities. That was just included as the premium weekend pass. This year, I got it signed by everybody that I played a game of Magic with. Because I wanted to do something a little bit different this time. But, like, imagine... No, as well, I got 2 collector boosters of Spider-Man, which is all of the collector boosters of Spider-Man I will be opening. I got a decent amount of things from Spider-Man, like, from just over the weekend, because me and my buddies did a collector... We did, like, a trios event where we got a collector booster box of Spider-Man. And then between that and the 2 packs I opened, I got, like, Miles Morales, the Flip one, and Green Goblin, and a few other things. So, like, it was worth it. I definitely think that if you like the shiny, like me, if you're a goblin like me and like very shiny things, one of the premium options is the way to go. Not necessarily the legendary VIP. Weekend badge, show, lanyard. Just looking at what that, like, you get some extra goodies, but like, I travel. I've flown out to each of these, so like I know I'll be walking away with Magic cards. I don't need extra goodies. And so just the premium weekend pass is enough for me. All spiders, lol, but you want to incorporate a secret layer Marvel drop cards, but the mechanics are clunky. You need more than legendary creatures. Huh. Oh, you mean you want to do, like, the previous Marvel drops, where it was, like, Storm and Wolverine and stuff like that? That would make sense. Let me boot up Arena while we're here, too. Because I won't say Arena later and then also just not play Arena whatsoever. I gotta show off Fleam. Actually, I might play Standard. I might rock some Dragonhawk decks. Which, that's what I've been... I enjoy big splashy things in Magic, so Dragonhawk is kind of my spirit animal. At least in this Standard. I was doing Yuna Reanimator. Oh, words. I didn't expect words. Now let's go to MGGA capture. And let's get rid of our goal box. That kind of got rid of everything I was thinking of, but not almost. Nope, that's the wrong one. I'm so confused now. Oh, there was another mythic border down there. Got it. So we're actually going to group these into a subset. There we go. I don't know why I'm fiddling with this. I'm having so much trouble over here. Fork. Let's just jam some best of one. So you're thinking you want to build, like, each of the marble sets as their own decks then? Or you want to find a way to make them fit into Cosmic Spider? I go first. I don't have access to green until I get a forest or an island, but with this hand, it's gonna be fine, right? Sure. I'll play it though. It'll be fine. Slumbering Cerberus is funny in this deck because it only cares about the 4 power. Because of Temur Battlecrier. As for Origins, and you're in Sultai. Oh, I'm going to die. Just an FYI. They are going to reanimate Superior Spider-Man. Overlord of the Belmerk, yep. Fill that graveyard with juicy cards. They hit no creatures whatsoever. That is very funny. Huh. Well. Guess we're chilling. I'm at the point where there are so many Universe Beyond cards, though, that now I want to almost, I almost want to make not a 5-color deck with only Universe Beyond cards. Man, they are whiffing on these creatures. I'm incredibly surprised by what's happening. Do I just play 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, so I pay 2 life here? Okay. Let's say Dragon just to put pressure on them. I actually don't have one in hand, but I'm sure it'll be fine. They have... I was gonna say, Maskwood and Arcane Adaptation have been very, very good for lining up those. What in the... That is possibly the worst series of mills that I've seen this deck have. I'm dead in the water, but I mean, like... That is probably the most unfortunate. How many cards did they mill? They milled 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards and hit one creature? Ah, there's a Craterhoof Behemoth. I see. I see. Cavero's been a very good addition to Reanimator decks. The Dwight deck is sold out. I did see that. I had heard people talking in chat about that. Sure. Sure. Okay, I do get to stay alive. I'm not dead. But I'm very close. They have a single removal spell for Outcaster. It probably would have been better to plot Outcaster, but like, it's fine. Welcome to the stream, Fife, though. We are very dead. Incredibly dead. I don't know if I've seen a worse series of mills. The very first card that they dealt with was... The very first card that they Esper Origined was the Bringer of the Last Gift. And then they milled like 11 more cards and none of them were creatures. They got there in the end, though. It went out nearly as soon as you made it through the queue. That sucks. Well, you can wash away your trauma as I get blasted and hopefully cast a bunch of spells. Some people's hands are wild. I think I should have won that if I had better cards. Said every Magic player ever. What are the odds they let this Llanowar Elves live? Pretty high. How crazy is this turn 3 about to be? Probably not the worst. Oh, I played against this deck before. I don't remember what it does. They commit crimes. They loot. Is this just a play on the VV Cauldron deck? I'll add red here so that I can go here. And at the very least, we can surveil. Yeah. Unfortunate, but we whiff here. Cactus Folk can go to the bin. I need to secure land drop. I missed one on 3. An untimely... Ill-timed explosion isn't a 3-drop, right? A braid. What do you, EJ, what do you typically play on Arena? Don't you dare. Alright. Play it the hard way, I guess. I've got Reachers, and they have Ward. Deal with it. That's not good. That's actually very bad. Huh. Well, I will be giving them a free card because Prof's Eidetic has to go. Prof's Eidetic cannot be allowed to stay, actually. My power is equal to the number of cards you've drawn this turn. Whenever you commit a crime, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Okay, that's what I got. Alright. Alright. Another Duelist of the Mind, you say? They can, like, burn our Llanowar Elves if they wanted to. Fascinating. Double block? Oh, if they have, I forgot that Scrap Shooter did not have Ward. That was risky. Sometimes you play Standard only if you lose multiple games of Brawl in a row. Yeah. Storm Chasers. Can I afford to shock in Stomping Grounds? I'm going to play it tapped and play another Sure Shot. Then we won't attack. Similar to Hearthstone, and a little bit. Hearthstone, you have... Oh, good lord. In Hearthstone, you have... You don't have to worry about your resources. You get, like, your 1 pip every turn, I think. Your resources are part of your deck in this game. How many cards have you drawn this turn? 2? Okay. And you get another combat. Full Swing. So the good thing about Full Swing here is even if they get their extra combat, that means I get to take out 2 of their guys and block the 3rd. Yeah, this is a fairly easy trade for me. To the point where I block here, take the damage. It gets awkward if they have a draw spell to get rid of Scrap Shooter. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I'm just dead, actually. Because Prof's Eidetic now gives them... Well, I'm not dead, and I can get rid of FOMO. I go to 1 exactly, actually. That doesn't save me, I think. Because if I play this, then I only have 2 mana, and one of them is colorless because I can't pay a life. Yeah, so we just die here? Okay. Good game. Autopay! No, I do Brawl a bit. I don't remember if you've been around a little bit, EJ, if I recall, or this is your first time and I'm just going crazy. I have this thing where I start with a deck that is. I have O'Hare, right? O'Hare's here chilling. Is this the first version? Yes. So I start with a deck with any commander, and I build all commons. So pauper legal cards. And then as I win games and go up in levels, winning a game gives me a point, and I can use a point towards an uncommon. And then eventually in the challenge, 2 points I can use for rares, and then much later 3 points for mythics. And it's been a way to spice up my deck building. I think this was the first one I built, actually. And it turned from a burn strategy into goblins the minute I unlocked rares. I was like, ah, yes, Pashlisk Mons. Easy. But lately I've been enjoying a few things, such as like Bant Frogs, Itali, I'm gonna cast all of your things. But the standard has been very fun for me lately, both with like Uni-Reanimator, just like as a package, this is solid, and I like bringing back things for free. But I fell into Dragonhawk, Temur Battlehawk very recently. Play Korvold? No, just to spite you, Grish. Just to spite you specifically. That's a mulligan. That's a mulligan. That's fine. We'll put back Mountain Cerberus? And hope that they don't have removal for my elves. I should have put back Mountain and hope they didn't have removal for elves. Or play Xander, equally good. I've already played Xander. We've already established this. Okay. Okay. Blue. I'm not giving you a card to blow up nothing. No thank you. I love this deck. I could always play Xander again? No. Just to spite you. Stock up? Do we see a concession immediately? If not, they probably found an answer. Which is really bad for us. Man, I love lands. I should have kept that dog. I should have just played to the risk it for the biscuit. I should have kept that dog. Oh, I hate this. Mono black infinite gain loss life loop on turn 4 or 5 does well for your standard deck. Viva la Vito. Oh please, show me lands on top of my deck. You fool. You fell for the most classic of blunders. I actually had a play. That's sad. This is the easiest I have a kill spell that I've seen in my life. A return spell? That's not a kill spell. But I think they probably sealed the game here. What does this do for me? Bounce off is not something I want. Bounce off is fine, assuming they don't play a bounce spell of their own, and I don't trust that. So, Roaming Throne is fine. Do you have a kill spell? I am assuming yes. Show me third Get Lost. Show me Elspeth. Dig 7 is not a kill spell. They will either have Get Lost or Into the Floodmaw? Sweet. My bad, game, for prioritizing my island. Thank you, Auto Tapper. Very cool. Uh-huh. Show me Ultima. Day of Judgment. Close enough. I do like Bird Boy Robin. Alright, what you got? Elspeth? That gets around the life conventions. Alright, a Dragonhawk off the top would be huge. This is not a Dragonhawk off the top, unfortunately. Bird, frog, otter, or rat. You are none of those things. This is fine. I will hold Splash Portal on the off chance I get the Eldrazi. I forgot they double up their fish generation. We're losing. 2/4/6. They almost had lethal. They almost had lethal with a 0, actually. Consult the star charts. They just find protection, and then they go for an Elspeth on their turn. Damn. GG's. This song is great. I first heard it during a different streamer's stream, Amazonian. It is... Let me post the link to it. It's called Robin by Bird Boy. Actually, is this in my Discord? It might be. Yes, it is. I posted it a little bit back in the music recommendations of Discord. So that's where that is. It's very, very charming. This is also nice. What is this? 4 Seasons, chill bending. Four Seasons. Is this Avatar lo-fi? That would be interesting if true. But no, the Game Chops radio is just like a 24/7 live thing. It's so nice. What are the odds I just top deck a forest? Top deck forest slam? No. We're better than that. We're not better than this, though. I'm keeping 2 of these 3. Show me bat, and you will see that I have a turn 2 play regardless. Okay, that is not a bat. Okay. Lelv's Land? I don't really care about either of those. If it was a different land than my mountain in hand, probably. Unholy Annex. Huh. Okay, now we need a land on top, and now we're not gonna... Okay. We get a starting town, but it is after our 3rd turn. This is gonna be slow and it's gonna hurt a lot, but we might be fine. We just have to hold on hope. Because they're not doing much over there either, like... Alright, they're doing a lot over there. I'm terrified. We might be dead. Uh, 4, 8, 12? There is no feasible way we can win from here. Because we play Vestige, we put a random 4-drop into play tapped, we play Mercenary, they might... There's no way they don't have a kill spell. I think that's our out that we'll play to, is the Cactus Folk, though. Oh no, even then they just pass, because they're dealing 8 on my next turn, on their next turn, too. Yeah, we're just dead. If they are clever, which they are, yep, they know. Good game. Even if they don't have a kill spell in their 6 cards in hand, we die on end step. Wait. I thought they were gonna attack with a demon. They almost fumbled the bag. That it was the out that we played to. If they had attacked with the Bloodlair of Aklazats, we could have traded and they would only be losing life from these. That was our out. Ah, well. That's why you finish games. They almost blundered. Also, I love that our deck box has a Quantum Riddler on it. I don't think we have a single one in the deck. I think I was running it as a one-off. It did not. I'm glad you guys are appreciating the vibes, though. This is so bad. This is better. Let's put back a Braid. A Braid is one of those cards that I feel like has not been useful. That's the deck you were talking about? The mono black infinite life game loss? Yeah. Oh, I should have played the tap land. That's fine. I saved me a life here if I did. I've actually been getting my butt kicked by the life gain deck, like the one that just straight gains life. We can do the thing next turn. We can do the thing next turn. This is why this card is in the deck, actually. Turn 4, put 11 power worth on the board. That's kind of hot. This lizard deck is cute. They probably take Battle Crier here, though, I would assume. They took Vestige, wow. Okay, they know. Okay, the issue is, I can't do nothing. Otherwise I die. So I have to play out my hand. Play you, tapping you. Resolve the draw spell first. Yes. Awesome, love that for me. Let's add a red. Let's blink our Battle Crier, I suppose. Draw 2 more. Fascinating. Fascinating game. Alright. Cute. This house is a prison. I hate it here. Yes. Yeah. Lands, am I right? 3, 6, 9. I can get rid of 2 things here, right? But why would I, when I can just win on my next turn? Okay. Play Terror. Go to 2. Draw some cards. Play Trailblazer. Add red. Draw some cards. This is why I love this deck so much. Let's add, I think, a red. I think red's good here. I love this deck so much. Haste, baby! Always have a backup plan. That was from, drawing 4 lands in a row, by the way. This deck is so cool. Give me back up to Plat 3, please. They were like, what, 18? That's why you go to 3. That's why you go to 3 instead of trying to kill. If you're dead in a turn anyway, what does it matter? That is a skill that I learned through hubris and thinking that I had it. But it's fine. Sometimes you just have it. You believe in the heart of the cards. It was this deck that truly proved to me that, I am in fact a Timmy. Or is it Johnny? Which one's the combo player? Johnny's the combo player, right? Let's play a Battle Crier. How dead are we? If I shock this in and play a 5/5, that doesn't do much. But at least I have a 5/5. No attacks. We're good. Take 4, opponent. What is the oof to I'm cold? Oh, they're so dead. Oh, they're so dead. Let's shock this in. Pay 2. Click Dragon. Go to combat. Send you. Go to blocks. Nothing. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We can just end the turn. Not if they have a gain life spell. I'm gonna cast another one. You thought Tifa was gonna do something? Crazy. They have the access to the... Let's see, the craziest thing they could have done, right, is they could have killed me. Access tunnel into the 3 mana, Oh, but that only works, I was gonna say there's the one that searches for basics, but that only cares about creatures with counters on them. They would need 3 counters on something. So if Fabled Passage isn't... No, Fabled Passage is not in this format. It's 2 tapped lands. And they had 0 lands in their graveyard. Maybe they didn't have a way. I'm trying to think of any possible way they had to kill me. And everything that comes to mind, like I think of World Soul's Rage, that costs 4 mana, but they didn't have any tutorable lands in their graveyard. You have to collect more shock lands. I've opened a lot of product. Like now. We'll open our Not Spider-Man card. I have 4 of these now, I think, by the way. I'm pretty sure I have 4 Cheering Crowds. This card is fun. I don't know if I want it. Actually, this might be good in a standard deck. At the beginning of each player's first main phase, that player can put a counter on this creature. If they do, add a colorless for each counter on it. If this was just mono green, I would consider this for Tidus, Yuna's Guardian, the Final Fantasy X commander deck. I have a really slick Tidus deck that I like the way it went. But when Brawl first happened, I made sure to try to get each of the shocks from... I think Ravnica Allegiance was on Arena? One of the Ravnica sets was on Arena. This is really funny. It doesn't do anything. I'm probably going to die by the time I cast my second Roaming Throne. But I'm gonna keep it. This is such a bad hand. Oh, they're reanimating Bahamut on like turn 3. This is such a bad hand. Wait, we can bypass Ward. Let me Esper Origins real quick. That can go. That can go. Ah, that's fine. Alright, how bad? Fenrir, that's not terrible. They can play Yuna, so they might be Yuna Reanimator. And if they play Yuna, we're fine here. Dragon. We're less fine on the next turn, though. Oh, okay. That was nothing like what I expected. We probably should have played Roaming Throne, but I wanted to get Terror out. Here comes Yuna, reanimate, Bahamut, kill Terror of the Peaks. No, here just comes another board wipe. Got it. How do you feel about a 4/4 with no abilities? We're gonna hide that for later. Opponent, how do you feel about a 4/4? Is this permissible? Can I have a 4/4? That's not good. Three, 2... I think we kill them, luckily. Dragon. Dragon Hawk. Play some cards. I can play Bounce Off, I can play Cerberus. I don't really need to do any of that. So instead... Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12... Oh, they're dead. I don't know why I math so hard. I have it exactsies. Thank you, opponent, for letting me keep Esper Madwin. It was very nice. What Naya deck would you make if you made a Naya deck? I didn't realize how long the stream had been going. I've just been vibing. Lost in the casual moment. Nothing but a bargler. I go first. This hand doesn't do much, but it offers Surveil. I'm gonna keep this, I think. I'm gonna play this land so that they think I might be Yuna still. Because Origins typically shows up in, like, crazy decks like that, I think. Alright. Alright, game. If you're just gonna hand it to me, I guess. Town Greeter. This is another Reanimator deck. Yep, I see Fate Weaver. So they have, this is another one where they try to bring in the, Bringer of Last Gifts. Which this deck is one of the coolest things to have emerged out of Spider-Man. I will stand by that. Kiora, draw 2, trash 2. They're setting up for a spicy next turn. Which means I just have to do better this turn? Can I do better this turn? They discard Arden. Arden sets them up for putting a meringue into play. Play you. Let's add... Let's actually add green here. Because I go Battle Crier. I can cast something. No, if we go red, I can go Cerberus as well. Into anti-causal, into something. Okay. Put a Sure Shot into play because that gives me haste, or put a... I guess it doesn't matter either way. We'll put this into play. Alright. Now they can reanimate Arden if they would like and bring back Meringue, but that doesn't do much for them. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, sure, make your 7/7. Let's play Trailblazer. Hold on. Things are weird. We can play this. Yeah, this seems better to me. Play Terror first. Play Trailblazer after. Deal 4 face. Cast a free 7/5. Let's add green to our mana pool. Dragonhawk's fine. This can go here. And that'll seal it up. Naming Dragon. This deck's sick. This deck's so fun. Roaming Throne, I was talking with a buddy and they're like, Roaming Throne feels like a Winmore card, and I'm like, it really doesn't. I feel like this has saved me so many games. Because if I didn't have this as a free spell, like, I guess I would have been able to anti-causal, which eventually gave me another anti-causal, but I think that was actually... Yeah, that was actually... I would have drawn Mountain Stomping Ground and would not have been able to cast what I needed. I don't know, the free spells are just so useful. Alright, methinks we'll jam one more, and then we'll skedaddle on out of here. It was nice hanging out with everybody through the Secret Lair queue. I will see you again in, what, 2 weeks? Yeah, I'll see you again 2 weeks from now when we sit in the PlayStation 1. But let's focus on this game while we tomorrow has enough issues and it's up on its own. This song's nice. My gacha games rotate today. I get to pull. That might be tomorrow. My gacha games rotate soon. I get to pull for a character. Jam into some music. Why did it take so long? Bielkomos, by the way, I appreciate the sub. I saw that one come through. Let's put back land. It'll be fine. Trust. See? It was fine. We drew it immediately. We have queued into this Bringer of the Last Days Reanimator deck. That's different. Is this that? I don't know if it is anymore. We don't need a terror? We don't need a terror. That's fine. Draw 2, trash 1 unless you trash an instant or sorcery. Bringer, Harvester, yeah. How much damage can I do that I'm in one turn? Ah! So a commander deck then. Which Rocco? The X-Spell Rocco or the Food Rocco? Caravel Mind Bitten. Gets back those guys. Can I win this turn? Honestly, maybe. Play you. Damage you. Add blue. Play, because we have 4 mana right now. Our land drop would be 5. We could play Dragonhawk, however, how dare you, mana? Play you. Ah, it's so close to good. Wait. I feel like we're close. Splash Portal Trailblazer. Would that get us what we need, though? Hold on. This is just free. Add blue. Shock in. Play this. Draw a free spell. Easy as that. We did not draw a free spell. So. I'm trying to figure out what... Yeah, I don't think any... I think that was probably the cleanest we could have done that. The good news is, if they just swing, they're not just swinging. Okay. That was very good on their end. 4, 10, 16. I have to block in the air. I have to block Vein Ripper. I have to block both of these. I still die, I think? Because 3 creatures die? 11. Yeah, no matter what, I'm dead. Good game. Well done. That was some crazy sequencing. I really wish we could have played that Trailblazer. Trailblazer. I had Honkai Star Rail flashbacks, but it is Trailblazer, actually. Okay. Alright, we're gonna call it there. We're gonna skedaddle on out of here. It is Tuesday. It is not Tuesday. It is Monday. Like I told stream last time, I've been playing through Rain World. I'm not going to play Rain World this Wednesday because Legends ZA drops so soon. So I think as soon as Legends ZA drops, I'll be streaming that. And then that'll be my Wednesday, Friday game for the foreseeable future. Probably right up until Kirby Air Riders drops. And then we'll just be jamming more Magic on Mondays. For now, I appreciate hanging out with you guys in queue and seeing what people did or didn't get. It is unfortunate that this is the state that Secret Lair is, but hanging out together and chatting, I think, makes it a little bit easier. For now, take care of yourselves. I'll see you Wednesday, potentially, or Thursday. If whatever Pokemon is available, I'll probably be doing a late stream. But I'll see you when I see you. Take care of yourselves, and most importantly, remember to tell the people you care about that you love them. I'll see you later. Bye.